XRP has just been priced at an astonishing $9,818. And this isn't speculation. One of the world's most powerful financial institutions, Wells Fargo, has reportedly greenlit XRP for use in payments, all in preparation for an unprecedented $650 trillion infusion into real estate markets. But here's where it gets even more game-changing. Ripple is now moving to embed the XRP ledger directly into the core of the U.S. banking infrastructure. On top of that, Ripple has taken steps to register as a national bank, positioning XRP as the centerpiece of their financial operations. And if that wasn't enough, the ProShares XRP ETF is set to begin live trading as soon as next week. Still, the true catalyst for XRP's meteoric rise to $9,818 lies in that $650 trillion event, which is rumored to be just weeks away from kicking off. But the elites don't want you to know this. In fact, they're counting on you to dump your XRP before the biggest surge in crypto history takes off. We've teamed up with Uphold, and they're making it easier than ever for you to stack up on XRP. Right now, if you click the link in my description, give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, share it around, and create an account on Uphold using that link. Then complete any transaction, yes, even just a penny or a buck. You could score up to $100 worth of XRP, absolutely free. That's right, this is basically free crypto. You could turn a few clicks and less than 5 minutes into something potentially worth hundreds of thousands, especially with the direction XRP is headed. So don't sleep on this. I highly suggest jumping on this opportunity right now, especially with XRP showing signs of exploding from $2.78 to possibly over $10,000. The link is in the description. Go grab that free XRP. Now let's dive into the real story. At the time of this recording, XRP is sitting at $2.81, fresh off a massive breakout earlier today that sent it soaring over 28%. And get this, XRP just pulled off a massive move, overtaking Tether, Binance Coin, and Solana, to become the third largest crypto on the market, right behind the giants, Bitcoin and Ethereum. And here's where things get absolutely wild. Ripple's own CEO has openly stated that XRP could surpass $9,818, calling it the next Bitcoin. That's not just hype, it's a bold prediction straight from the top. Even more shocking? Forbes echoed that exact sentiment in one of their recent articles. The headline straight up claimed XRP is the new Bitcoin, forecasting a jaw-dropping price of $59,472 per XRP. Let that sink in. We're seeing some of the most powerful voices in finance, from Forbes to Wells Fargo, and even top Wall Street analysts, projecting XRP to surge well beyond $10,000. Now here's the part you need to pay very close attention to, especially when industry giants start lining up behind XRP. Ripple CEO Brad Cunningham didn't hold back in a recent interview. Here's what he said. XRP could absolutely become the next Bitcoin. If we're addressing real-world problems at a massive scale, it's not just hype, it's value. The key now is separating what's real from what's just speculation. Think of Bitcoin as the Napster of crypto. It was revolutionary. It showed what's possible. But it didn't work with the system. It got blocked, just like Napster did with music. But then came Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, the platforms that took the idea and made it work at scale, legally and globally. XRP is like that next evolution. If we align with the system and solve trillion-dollar issues, then XRP can deliver on that massive opportunity. So, is XRP the next Bitcoin? If this clip doesn't convince you, I don't know what will. Let's roll it. I want to bring your attention to a new executive order that focuses on reforming government payment systems, specifically aimed at how the Treasury handles payouts. Historically, paper checks issued by the Treasury have been about 14 times more likely to be involved in fraud compared to electronic payments. That's a massive vulnerability, and this executive order is designed to change that. The goal is to modernize the Treasury's payment infrastructure, prioritizing digital transfers over physical checks to significantly reduce fraud, waste, and abuse across government disbursements, something we've already been pushing for across multiple agencies under your leadership. This is essentially about upgrading outdated systems and technology, and it's long overdue. Frankly, I believe the incoming Treasury Secretary, and Scott in particular, is going to do a phenomenal job steering this initiative forward. Sure, we could leave it for the next administration, but this should have been implemented 25 or even 30 years ago, and there's no reason to delay it any longer. So, you've now seen it for yourself. Ripple's CEO isn't just talking big. He's laying out a roadmap to completely reshape the global financial system. And the next major piece of this puzzle? None other than President Donald Trump, who just announced an executive order aimed at modernizing the Federal Reserve's entire payment infrastructure. What's wild is that insiders are already speculating this modernization effort will leverage the XRP ledger, with Ripple Labs and their HAP partnership playing a central role in the transformation. Ripple's CEO didn't hold back. He made it crystal clear XRP is set to overtake SWIFT, replace Ethereum, and could even dethrone Bitcoin as the top digital asset. And the driving force behind this seismic shift? One word: RealFi. RealFi is about to inject a mind-blowing $654.39 trillion directly onto the XRP ledger. Yes, trillion. And this isn't speculation. It's officially set to begin on July 21st. This massive move includes a global alignment of the real estate market with the XRP ecosystem, using the RealToken, RealFi's native asset, built entirely on the XRP ledger. This isn't just a financial milestone, it's a complete re-engineering of how value flows worldwide. And if that wasn't enough, in the next 120 hours, something even bigger is brewing. Get ready. We're now staring down not one, but two major announcements set to drop over the next couple of weeks. And the countdown has already begun. In just 120 hours, something massive is happening on the XRP ledger. A RealToken supply burn that could shake the entire ecosystem. Here's the breakdown. On July 15th, just 3 days away, exactly 10% of the total RealToken supply is going to be permanently burned. That's right, supply slashed, scarcity increased, and the market is bracing for impact. This kind of supply shock is expected to create massive volatility and price movement, not just for RealToken, but for XRP as well. And the RealFi team has already issued warnings about potential price spikes and system glitches, because activity is expected to surge like never before. Let me be clear. This is huge. We're talking about explosive upside potential, with analysts predicting 1x to 300x gains based on the incoming supply crunch. And with the RealToken supply already down to just 58 million, things are getting tight. At its current price of around 1.8 cents, we could very realistically see a parabolic move, possibly into the thousands per token once the burn kicks in. This isn't just speculation. This is what happens when extreme scarcity meets explosive demand, and it's all happening in days, not weeks. Some analysts are saying what sounds almost unbelievable, but the math checks out. They're projecting that RealToken, currently trading around $0.018, just under 2 cents, could skyrocket to as high as $65,500, literally overnight. How? It all comes down to supply and utility. RealToken is set to be the main gateway for facilitating $650 trillion through the XRP ledger as part of the RealFi rollout. Now, even if just 0.5% to 1% of that capital flows through RealToken, that would still be astronomical. Let's do the math. 0.5% of $650 trillion is $3.25 trillion. And with only 58 million tokens available during Phase 1, the supply is tiny compared to XRP's 100 billion. That kind of extreme scarcity, combined with multi-trillion-dollar utility, is a recipe for explosive price action. Realistically, we could see hundreds or even thousands of dollars per token within minutes, and $60,000 plus isn't off the table. It's not just hype. It's basic supply and demand economics applied to one of the smallest cap assets tied to the largest transaction system in history. And while RealToken could be looking at life-changing upside, imagine what that means for XRP. If RealToken hits $60,000, XRP heading toward $2,000 to $4,000 becomes a very real scenario. Just look at the charts. This thing is already going parabolic. There's strong support, weak resistance, and massive volume on the way. This isn't just another pump. This could be the biggest financial breakout in crypto history. And it's all happening on the XRP ledger. We just witnessed a massive vertical surge, a huge spike, followed by a healthy retracement and consolidation phase. And now, all signs are pointing toward another explosive breakout. When an asset jumps 500,000% to 600,000%, it's only natural to see a pullback. But what's exciting is that this isn't the end. It's the calm before the next leg up. Take a look at this. The score this project received? A perfect 100% rating on my tracking metrics. That's low risk and high upside. Right now, there are only around 1,750 wallets holding RealToken. That's insanely early stage for something with this kind of potential. And get this, it's not even listed on centralized exchanges yet. It's only available through the XRP ledger. That means most people still haven't discovered it. So imagine the price impact once it goes mainstream. Also important, this token is backed by RealFi, a major real estate payment network. RealToken is the core utility asset in that ecosystem. I've dropped all the important links in the description below, including the official site, payrealfi.com, info on supported decentralized exchanges, and how you can pick some up if you're interested. Of course, this isn't financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research before making any moves in crypto. If you found value in this video, smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more updates. I've got more breaking XRP and RealToken news coming soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.